Hey, it's Megara. Welcome back to another video, or hi if you're new. I like playing with makeup. I don't know what my hair's doing today. It's freshly washed and fluffy. I know what my face is doing today. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of what I believe to be my cheapest makeup. Now there are about 3 or 4 different brands in my little makeup bags that I use for these videos. And it's not slating any of those brands, it's just saying that these brands are cheap, they're affordable, all that kind of stuff. It is not a mark of, I don't like these brands, so a few of these things I am questioning why I'm using them, because I've had bad experiences with them in the past. I'm going to get started because there is quite honestly no point in me just keep yabbering on. But what I will say is, like and subscribe if you haven't ever seen me before and you're liking this video, or like what I do in this video, because I'm a little bit crazy, diagnostically so, and so let's just have a laugh, honestly. For the primer, I'm going to use my Superfruit extract from Revolution Skincare. It is technically a primer, it is vegan and cruelty free, it is a serum as well. I honestly can't remember how much this costs. I'll try and put prices up around here-ish, but I believe this is my cheapest primer. It's one of those ones that I've had for such a long time that I can't remember how much it costs. And I know I've got 3 primers around the £15 mark, and I'm pretty sure this is the cheapest one I own at the moment. This is a nice hydrating one, which I will probably need for the foundation I'm going to use. And I have a mirror over here if you're new. It is just a case of I use it to put on primer and some foundations. And if you're wondering why it's a bit brighter out today, it's because I'm washing my neck curtains, so my lovely neighbours can see what I'm doing, so I thought it'd be a bit brighter for you. And sorry about this side of shade, but I haven't got the money and I'm currently sat on the side of my bed. So yeah, soz. Now, for foundation, I have the MUA Pro Base Foundation. Some of you may remember that I was not the biggest fan of this foundation, because partly it is matte and partly it wasn't blending particularly well on the day that I used it all that time ago. So I'm just gonna give this a good shake because it's been sat in my cupboard for so long. And spatula on a bit. And yes, I am very aware this shade is a lot too light for me. But there you go. This is what happens when you buy things in the dead of winter and you start filming stuff in early September, honestly. So I'm just going to blend this in with my sponge. Overall, it's not looking bad yet, which I'm pretty impressed with. I do remember it was a concealer that I did have issues with, which is what I'm using next. This is the MUA Pro Base Full Coverage Concealer. I have both of these in the shade 101. It has the tiniest little applicator. Am I putting way too much concealer on? Probably. Do I care? Not really. Right off the bat, what I can say about it claiming to be full coverage is you can still see some of the pinkness in my cheeks. I know that might bother a lot of people who've got much worse pinkness in their cheeks, but overall it's not too bad. I'm just going to set it down with the Rimmel Stay Matte. If I remember, this is about £2. I'm going to swirl my brush in here because I haven't used a pressed powder in so long, and I'm just going to start setting my entire face. What I will say is you don't need much product on your brush to set this foundation because it is a matte foundation, so there's not much illumination happening. And I mean, you can it's just a bit of a wrong shade going on right now. But I'm going to go in with some bronzer to try and make myself a bit warmed up. This is the MUA Bronzed. This is one I actually do like. This is just a clean angled brush. The only issue with these MUA products is they don't actually have a mirror, which would be nice, but isn't essential. And for blush, I'm going to use the MUA Blush because, again, both of these are about £2–3, so they're pretty good. This one has got a lot of fallout, so you just need to be very light. I've literally tapped a little bit off. Oh, I feel so pale at the moment because this foundation just isn't the right colour for me. I also feel really, really matte, and I'm not sure if I'm digging it or not. If you are new or you just don't know, my skin tends to be more on the dry side than the hydrated side. So for eyebrows, I've got 2 because This one is it's more of a pomade pencil. This is just a normal pencil. I've got the Incredibrow by Collection in medium brown, and I also have the Revolution micro brow pencil in medium brown, or is this one just in brunette? This one's in brunette, this one's medium brown. Always get them mixed up. So with this, I'm just gonna brush my brow hairs through, because I don't actually have a cheap brow gel, and I'm not gonna get out the one that costs about as much as all the rest of the face of makeup costs. And I'm just going to pop the end of this and start filling my brows in, because if you've got fine hair, you know what I'm talking about. They're not my best eyebrows, but they'll do for now. I'm just gonna brush them through a bit. But in my defense, I haven't been and got my brows done since like January, so that was 9 months ago. This is what I'm looking like at the moment. So you can still see some of the darkness under my eye and stuff, and a little bit pink on my cheek that came through, but I honestly just feel like it's looking really dry, and it's just not the best. Again, it's just because my skin is dry. It's not necessarily the case for everybody. I bought it because a lot of people were raving about it online, and it's just not the case for me. I just don't love it. But you can find that stuff out from buying it. Now it's time for eyeshadow. And for that I have the Frozen 2 palette by Colourpop. And this is $11, which is about £8.30. And I did some research in my makeup cupboard, and I believe this is the cheapest that I've got. I may be wrong, but I did double check some things, and I think this is the cheapest one I've got. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I've honestly never used this gold because, you know, it's a bit of an old colour, but I'm going to try and do a nice kind of neutrally orangey browny kind of look, because it's getting into autumn. These colours are about to become my new love, because orangey browns for autumn are just great. So I'm going to start off by going in with Wind, which is this colour just here. It's a matte. And if you're wondering how I got a hold of this, my brother and his girlfriend went over to America last Christmas, or last winter, and brought this back for me because I wanted a few bits from America. And quite honestly, a lot of stuff is just cheaper over there. And then you don't have to pay for import stuff and worry about it getting broken in the post. It's just a nice kind of warm orange. So next I'm going to go in with this colour right here called Fearless. It's just kind of a bit of a darker orange. I wish they'd put in a bit more colour variation, because both this colour here and Wind are very similar, but do they appear different on my eye? Because I haven't used this palette in so long. And then going with this darker colour here called Charades. Now, if you've watched Frozen 2, let me know what you think. It has one of my boyfriend's favourite Disney songs in it. And if you can guess which one it is, I'll pin your comment, honestly. It's such a great film. Not sure if I like how it was resolved, but you know what, I can live with it. Worst plot lines have happened. This is what it's at so far. So I'm going to get a nice, well, a nice clean flat brush. Like this one. This one's just stained. I'm going to go in with Charades and a bit of Fearless and just pack this onto my outer corner. And a little bit on the inner one as well, I think. So I'm not going to put it all over the lid, it just makes my life a bit easier when it comes to it in a minute. And I'm going to run the same colours along my lower lash line as well. I'm going to go with a little bit of Wind as well, and just run that along there. This is what it's like before I had any shimmer. So for that I'm going to use a bit of Earth, which is this golden colour right here. I just like to use my finger for shimmers because I am a little weirdo. Then right in the middle I'm going to use Scooch In, this one. Sorry, dyslexia getting the better of me there. Just to really brighten up the middle. Then with my fluffy brush I'm just going to make sure it's all nicely blended in. And get a little pencil brush and use that Scooch In colour, that white, on the inner corner. I'm going to use it on my brow bone as well, you know what. Now I'm not going to use any eyeliner today, I am going to use some mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess. This is so bloody cheap. So I'll whack this on and be right back because it's a pain to hold a mirror and do my mascara at the same time. This is what the mascara looks like. This is the volume mascara, because there are a few different ones of these. And because I've got pretty fine lashes, I like adding a bit of volume. These isn't the most dramatic one, but I do like this as kind of everyday mascara. So all that's left is highlighter and lipsticks. This is the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighting powder. I have this one in, doesn't say, Blossom Glow. Yes it does. I am just blind, despite having my contacts in. And this highlighter is amazing. So I'm cleaning my highlighting brush off just to prove a point. I'm just going to go in with literally a little bit. I'm going to get all the excess off, but not much. And I just think it's a stunning highlighter. This is one of the 3 that I wear to work on quite a regular basis, and I honestly love it. And finally for lipstick, I have this Revolution Pro lipstick in Cashmere. It's just a really nice matte. It looks like this, and it doesn't last as long as some of the MAC lipsticks, but it is pretty cheap from what I remember of it, and it's pretty comfortable for now. So this is a full face of my cheapest makeup. I believe is my cheapest makeup. So like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you on Friday for hopefully a foundation Friday, or this might be a Friday, I don't know. So I'll see you for my next video. Bye!